Good morning, everybody. Oh, welcome to October. Let's stretch it out. Let's wake it up. One more each side. I got some feedback from people on what they liked and what they didn't like, what they wanted to work on. So this month is a hodgepodge of torture, of fun. We only have 3 weeks, so I think all the moves will be familiar. Let's go the other way. All the moves should be familiar. We're just amping it up a little bit, adding weights where maybe before we didn't use weights, adding some plyo where maybe we didn't do plyo before. But the rule always applies. You do you. And find the variation that works for you. Let's pull our shoulder blades together and make those little circles. I have to admit, I haven't done these since our last class. It feels pretty good. And flip your thumbs back. And let's roll the arm in the shoulder socket. Let's wake up that shoulder girdle, get the back stretching, chest and shoulder stretching. Let your arms come down gradually. And let your arms swing forwards and back. Good, and then let's roll one shoulder and then the other. Make sure both sides are feeling good before we get started. So actually this month, day one is going to be more bilateral movements, which means we're going to do both arms together, both legs together, everything working together. Day two on Thursdays, let's pop our hips out. We're going to be doing unilateral movements. So emphasizing a little bit more balance, split stances, one arm, one leg at a time. Kind of check in that when things feel good with both legs, that each leg is also pulling its share. Let's make those hula hoops, which a couple of people have mentioned ski season coming up. So we'll do some stuff to get ready for that. Let's go the other way. Even on skis, your legs need to work independently. Six, and let's throw in a few figure eights. And reverse direction. Haha, we'll see whose brain is woken up. Here we go. Who's had coffee? Who hasn't? Bring our hands on our knees. We're still circling. Hopefully we're getting less creaky and crackly as we go. And around the other way. Good. Let's take our feet out wide. And let's lean to one side, push into it, let your calf get a stretch, push through your ankle. And then go to the other side. Maybe some little pulses. Maybe it's just my calves and ankles that are really tight. Maybe it's yours too. I want you to go as low as you need to and as forward as you need to, keeping your weight back a little bit, if that makes sense, to get that stretch in your calf. And then we'll go easy side to side. Get those inner thighs woken up. And come to center. Let's lift one heel up and the other heel up. Nice. Let's do both heels. 3, 4, let's do 4 more like this. Take your time with it if you need to. 3, 2, 1. Let your legs rest. And let's drop one shoulder down again. Nice big back stretch. And then the other shoulder down. And let's make it a little bit more fluid, side to side. Trying to bring some movement, trying to bring some blood to all the areas we're working. Eight, and let's bring our hands down and let's do 6 bottoms up. So that's 6, sink it down, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sink it all the way down. Put your elbows inside your knees. Shift side to side. Woohoo! It's been a while for me too. Here we go. It's only been a week and a half. Hands on your knees and let's roll it up. Okay, let's hug one knee in, other knee in. Two more each side. And we'll go into butt kicks. So bicep curls, reach and pull, whatever floats your boat, hands on your hips. Four more, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's open up those hips a little bit more. Not being fussy about what your pelvis is doing. Try to keep it forward. So you're opening up your hip and not just turning your hips. Good. And then shake it out. And let's start bouncing. So up and down. You don't have to come off your toes. You can go side to side. Or you can turn your heels. And we're going to build on this over the next few weeks. Forward and back if you can. Side to side if you can. See if you can feel your core muscles working to get your feet moving. And then march it out. Grab a drink of water. And we are going to do 6 minutes. Every minute on the minute. So 3 rounds on the floor. So we just got your heart rate up. Have a drink, walk it out. Grab one of your mini bands, a heavy one, blue or black, or whatever color is heavy for you. And we're going to put the band above our knees. So we're going to alternate. You've been with me for a while now. You can do this. We're going to alternate bridges. That doesn't sound so bad, does it? With push-ups. So bands around your knees. We're going to start in about 10 seconds, lying all the way down. We're going to start off first week pretty basic. We're going to lift up, press out, in and down, nice and controlled. We're going for 12 bridges and then you rest. Up, out, in, down. Press through your whole foot. Try not to let the ball of your big toe come up as you push against the band. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's hard keeping that toe down. 12. Okay, we have about 15, 18 seconds. We're going to roll it over. We're going to keep the band around our knees. And I want your knees wide enough so that you feel the band on the outside of your thigh as we set up for push-ups. And you can do this from your knees. It'll make it a little bit easier. We're just doing 6 push-ups. Better push-ups or up and down push-ups, your choice. And let's go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come into child's pose. We have a nice big break till we get to the top of the minute again. So if you're doing the push-ups from your knees, it makes sense to have the band above your knees. You can keep it there, even if you're doing it from your toes. You can also play around with where you put the band. You put it around your feet if you're going to do full push-ups. But first round, we're just keeping it basic. And 6 push-ups if you're doing the better push-ups, rocking back into child's pose gives you plenty of time. So let's come back into our bridge position. Remember, you're pressing into your big toe, lifting up, not letting that toe budge as you press out for 12 bridges. You're going to feel this in your hamstrings and your glutes, I hope, not your back. Definitely not your back. 4, 8, this is 9, 10, 11, and 12. And again, we have about 15 seconds. You can reach for your toes, stretch out your hamstrings. Keep the band above your knees, or you can pull them down to your toes. We're gonna roll it over. Let's go for our 6 push-ups. So you want to feel the band outside of your thighs or outside of your feet. 4, 5, 6. So when you're all done, come back into child's pose. So we're doing 3 rounds today. Those are 4 rounds next week. 5 rounds the last week of October. So that's 10 minutes, 10 minutes of bridges and push-ups. Find your strength and get used to working it. You guys can do it. We have 15 seconds left. Stretch out those hamstrings just a little bit more. Bring the band back above your knees. We're in our last round today. So if your hamstrings are cramping, walk your feet out just a little bit farther. Just want to keep that big toe pressing in as your knees push apart. It's not a big push. It's really more for activation of the glutes and the hamstrings than anything else. There's no prize for doing splits in this position. I don't think you can. 8, 9, 11, and 12. Hug your knees in, rock side to side, make little circles. Let your back relax. And then let's roll it up, flip it over. Last round of push-ups. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock it back into child's pose. You've just done 36 bridges and 18 push-ups at the very start of your workout. Good job. Okay. When you're done, child's pose, you have another 20 seconds or so. I need to take off a layer. It's my ulterior motive. Do the hard stuff first so I can get warm. Just kidding, it's not true. I'm doing the hard stuff first because it's hard. You do it when you're fresh. Okay, we have A's, B's, and C's today. Our A's are 3 exercises. We're going to be doing a standing chest press to a pull down. We did this several months ago. And it's kind of a nice alternative. It's something I do in the gym mostly with pull down machine. We don't have pull down machines in our homes. So it's a nice way to get chest and back working together. We're going to do a wall sit. Hello, ski preparation. We're going to do a wall sit for 60 seconds and see how it goes. Maybe we'll add stuff in. And then we're going to do a combination of a bent over row, building on what we did last month, and combining that with a rear delt fly. And I'll show you what that looks like as we go. So for now, find a set of matching weights. And we're going to go for, let me adjust the camera. This is going to be killer upper body. Goalpost arms to start. So bring your elbows together for a chest press to a pull down. 2, 3. Nice. 4, I'm seeing bigger weights. Nice, nice, nice. 5, 6. Squeeze those elbows in. 7 and 8. Good. Good. You have enough of a break for me to move my bench out of the way. And we're going to come into a wall sit. Trying not to hit the thumbtacks on the wall. Hold on to the weights. You can put the weights on your thighs. And we're going to hold it here for a minute. If a minute is too long, lift your butt up, walk your way up the wall, change the angle. But I want you to try to get, at least by the end of this month, into 90-90 for that minute. And for now, we'll just hold the weights on our thighs. Gives you a little bit more work to do. No extra moving effort. We have 25 seconds left. 15 seconds. Anyone's legs shaking yet? I can't see. Some people have moved out of frame. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it up. Shake your legs out. You're gonna get a nice big break after this because it's back intensive. We're gonna come into a hinge to set up to do a row, but this time we're adding on a fly. So both arms are moving at the same time. We're going out to a T, spreading your wings. Last month we were doing all this Y work, going on an angle. This time we're just going out in a T. So let's go for 8 sets. Row, fly. It's 1. Row, and fly is 2. Row, it's 3. 4. 6. 7. 1 more. And rest. You're going to take about a minute and a half. Shake your shoulders out. So think about how that felt. If you have the right weight for being able to do this 2 more times. If you want to go heavier, if you want to go lighter. It's kind of fun to see if you can keep one set of weights in your hands the whole time. So as we progress over the next 2 weeks, we'll do a little bit more reps, hopefully add a little bit more weight. So shake and twist. Hopefully everybody is all warmed up and feeling much better. Not so stiff from getting out of bed. Let's go about 15 more seconds. Let's find our weights again. Oops. Stand someplace where the reflection off the picture in front of me isn't going to get right in my eyes. Let's go for our goalpost arms. 8 combinations. Chest press, squeeze those elbows together, shoulder height. Pull those elbows into your ribs, keeping your elbows 90 degrees. Nice. 2. Pull the elbows in. The challenge is keeping the weight out there at 90 degrees. 4. 5. And for me, my challenge is getting my elbows together up top. 6. Let's do 2 more. If your count is different, your count is different. Last one. Whew. Okay. And can you see me if I come over here? I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. I'm gonna go against the frame so I don't poke myself on the thumbtacks holding the maps on the wall. It's our high-tech solution. So again, weight on your thighs. If you're feeling like you want some more today, let's do bicep curls, and we have 1 minute here. So you can do a set of bicep curls and rest. If your weight's light, you can do bicep curls for the whole minute. You might get really tired though. Or you can rest and come back to it. So check in. If you need to come out of it, just lift up a little bit, sink down when you're ready. We're going to build, holding this for a whole minute, 90-90. You really don't have to do anything with your arms. We have about 20 seconds left. Whew. Stay with me. Ankles under knees, knees right in line with your hips. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on out of it. Okay, we're going to go into our bent over rows, into our flies, and then we get a nice big break. It's okay if your heart rate is up. Here we go. Let's row to a fly. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. It's okay if you lift up a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Let's put the weights down. Have a little break. Oh. Grab some water. Check your fitness tracker. Pace it out, swing your arms. Stretch what needs to be stretched. We're going to take a whole nother minute. Reason being, it's a lot of back and chest work and shoulder work, holding the weights up for the first one. I want them fully recovered by the time we come back to it for our 3rd set, which is our last set. And then we have something totally different for our bees. But we have 1 more round to get through. We're going to do it in awesome form. So stretch out the chest. Stretch out the hamstrings. Maybe hang just a little bit. Take the tension out of your neck. Tension out of your back and your shoulders. Okay, let's grab our weights and we'll go into our 3rd set, final set. Last time you're doing these exercises this week because Thursday is totally different. Goalpost arms, elbow squeeze, pull those elbows in. Squeeze them in. 2, good. 3, Nice. 5, 6. I have 2 more. 7. My elbows really don't want to come together when I have weights in them. It's funny. Let's do 1 more for good measure. Or maybe that's 8. I'm not counting. And pull down. Okay, let's find a spot on a wall. So you notice I changed my foot position there. It's because I noticed I was starting to arch my back. Being in that split stance, where you're doing work with your hands over your shoulder height up above, it's easy to work through your back instead of holding yourself stable. So split stance just helps you keep that stability a little bit longer. Okay. Let's do some bicep curls if you want to add them in. Optional, absolutely, totally optional. And then just let the weights rest on your thighs. If it's too much, you can put the weights down on the floor. Careful about dropping them. Oh. We have about 20 seconds left. We got this. My legs are quaking. Push through your heels. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Nice job. Last little bit of our A's, our bent over rows to our real down flies. Remember, we're pushing our hips back. Our hips are holding us. We're not rounding through our back. We're not hanging off our spine. We'll make sure your hips are holding you. Let's go for 8 and fly. 7, fly. 6, nice. Fly, where are we flying to? 5, 4, beautiful. 3, 2, last one till next week. Shazam, nice work. Nice work. Oh, okay. Block it out, let your heart rate come down. Just that combo. Overhead work, leg work, and then the combo of flies and rows. My heart rate's up. I'm gonna have a drink, step it out. Try not to spill my drink while I'm shifting my weight. And we'll talk about our B's. We are going to need a medium band. If you're using the bands I sent you, it would be the green one or the blue one. Or you could use, I lied, you can use a flat band. You can use whatever you got. Tubing works, mini band works, flat band works. We're going to do banded good mornings and then grab some weights. The banded work is a warm up. We're going to grab some weights and do deadlifts. And then we're going to sit down on the floor and do a little bit of posture work. So whether you're using a mini band or a flat band or tubing, we start the same, pulling apart overhead. Make sure your shoulders, not that far. You want them maybe just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So good, there we go. So you can feel the band, you can feel your back muscles engaging. And then we're gonna hinge. We're doing 6 of these and up. Hips are doing all the work. Arms keep pulling up towards the ceiling. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we got our hinge down. Let's grab our weights. Well, you can go heavier. We're going to keep building heavier and heavier with these. If you're feeling it in your back, we need to talk. As always, you can reach out. We'll problem solve, troubleshoot. We're going to hinge like we're putting a wheelbarrow back down on the ground, and then stand like you're picking it up. Slow, slow, slow. A little bit of power coming up fast. 3, forward. Remember your shoulders are away from your ears. Back is flat. I think chest up, eyes up. 7, 8. We're going to do 2 more. 9. Weights back on your heels. So this is another one where I'm going to challenge myself. What I had was about 25 pounds. I'm going to see if I can get up to 40 or even 60 by the end of the month. I have to play with it because I haven't really tried to push my deadlift weight. But if you are feeling it all in your back, we need to talk and don't push the weight yet. Let's get the form done first. So let's come down on the floor. I need a camera assistant to move my camera for me. And we're going to take a light to medium weight. And we are going to sit nice and tall, right on your sit bones with your feet out, up to you. I can't straddle and be comfortable. It's really hard for me to sit that way, so my feet are narrower. If you're more comfortable with your legs wider, more power to you. We're going to go for up and overs. So up and down to one side, up, down to the center. Keep your arms as straight as you can, your back as tall as you can. We're going to the center 10 times. So this is 2, 3, 4, down to the side, back to center for 5, other side, back to center for 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. So if you had a hard time keeping your back tall and straight or your arms straight, try to go a little bit lighter. If it felt too easy, go ahead and amp it up. But 3 sets, you might get tired anyway. Find when my weight is too heavy and I want to bend my arms, that's when I need to correct myself. So let's do a couple of quick cat cows. Let your back loosen up. And I'm going to adjust my weights because I didn't preset them. And we're going to go right into our deadlifts. So the good mornings, I like them as a reminder to get that hinge pattern down. So we don't have to do them every set, just in the beginning. So you remember what it feels like to keep your back flat and your hips doing the work. 2, we're going for 10. 3. Slow, 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 pop. Good. Check in. You should be able to lift your toes up. You don't have to be off the floor. You should just be able to do that. Down, 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 up. 7, nice. I love those flat backs I'm seeing. 10, beautiful. And I'll leave these out. I don't have to reset them. So I popped it up to 30. 30 feels better for day 1. We'll see where we get to for week 2. Just do a quick twist. We're asking that back to hold a lot of tension. So checking that it still wants to move. It's not going to freak out on you. So toes up to ceiling, knees pressing down, up and over. 1, center for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good work. Find a comfortable way to sit. Let's twist the spine, around the spine. We're not twisting the spine. Go both ways. And maybe let your back flex. Let it round. Bring your elbows down to the floor. Let your back stretch. And we'll be back in maybe 20 seconds. We'll get set up to do our last set. And then we have one more round of exercises. We'll see if we get through 2 sets or 3. Let's come back up to standing. We have our last set of deadlifts. Pick your weights up carefully. Use your legs, use your hips, not your back. We're gonna roll our shoulders. Maybe do a side bend to each side. Check in with your spine that it's feeling okay. And let's go for 10, 9, make those hips do the work. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put your heavier weight away. Get me down on the floor. Oh, we're all gonna have perfect posture. We're gonna make terrible zombies at Halloween. Here we go. Okay, so on your sit bones, knees pressed down, toes point up. Last set, down to the side, and 1, 2, 3. Our obliques are not done after this. 4. We have more oblique work to do. Lucky you. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. 30 seconds here. Let your spine flex, round, relax. Either seated like this, in child's pose, cat-cow. You choose what feels good to you. I'm gonna stay here for about 10, 15 more seconds. And then I'll start talking some more about our C's. So in our C's, we're gonna visit an old friend that we haven't done in a while, the split squat, which is bilateral because there's no direction to it. We're just going up and down, right? Both legs are pretty evenly weighted. One leg's forward, one leg's back. And week 1, you can add weight if you want. I'm gonna do it unweighted because 1, it's the end of the workout. 2, we haven't done these in a while, and I want you to get the form. Toes point the same direction. You can be on railroad tracks, parallel legs. You don't have to be in line, that would be cruel. So we're gonna sink that back knee down. Get a nice stretch on the front of your hip flexor. 2, you don't have to touch the floor, but you can. 3, I won't stop you. 4, you can hold on if you need something for balance. 6, 8, 9, 1 more, and then we switch sides. So even though both legs are working, it's a little bit different kind of work, front and back. So toes point forward, check that your back leg isn't turned out. I see that a lot. Not necessarily with you, with everyone I work with. I'll sink it down for 10, 9, 8, 7. If you want balance challenge, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Shake it out. And then we're going to come down on the floor again. Isn't life half life? Point of life, the point of workouts is to help you get up and down off the floor. You're going to take a band, and it's a placeholder so that you have something to press against. It can be easy, it can be hard. We're not really doing anything with the band except keeping your hands like that. So you're going to sit up tall on your sit bones, pull your shoulder blades down and lean back with the flat back until you feel your abs engage. Your choice if you pick your feet up. But we're going to go down to the side and up to center, down to the same side. We're doing one side for 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to go to the other side for 8, 2. If you're alternating, keep going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to go both sides. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it back. Make little circles with your knees. Let your back relax. And we're going to roll it up. I'm going to grab a drink. Sorry if you can hear me panting. I am panting. I never know how much my noises, aside from my voice, are going to get through with this microphone. Okay. So a couple of ways of doing split squats. We always want to stay railroad track, hip width apart, legs parallel. So you don't need to be in line. That's just nuts. That's a circus trick. You can step way back and go for as much stretch on that back leg as you can. You can bring your foot in a little bit more. Focus on a little genuflection like this, which is more like if you're telemarking, the movement that you would have. Some people are more comfortable moving forward as they do this, and that's fine. I don't have the ankle mobility to show you that consistently. I like to go up and down. So choose your weapon. We're going to do 10 on each side, and let's hit it. As long as you're getting the stretch and the opening through here without arching your back, you're golden. 6, 7, fight for that balance. 8, 9, 10. Kind of cruel to throw this into the end of the workout, but a nice challenge too. You know, you're tired, you got to work for that balance. Brace through the core, set your posture, and sink it down. 2, good. Hands are wherever you need them, on something for balance, on your hips, up in the air for more challenge. 9, I have one more. Beautiful. And come on down. Grab your band. You can also do this with a light weight, but gosh golly, it's week 1. We don't have to. So in yoga, this would be boat pose. Set your shoulders back, lean back onto your sacrum, lift up your feet. We're in boat pose, right? You can hold that. You can also keep your feet down. So wherever is better for you, as long as you're feeling all these muscles engaging, we're good. So let's go 8 to the left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 8 to the right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 8 to both sides. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one, roll it back and collapse. Good work. So circle out those knees. Give your back a little massage. Need some windshield wipers. We can do this. We can do one more set. Now we have 3 sets of everything. And you guys will all be thrashed until Thursday. But we're doing it. Let's take another 20 seconds. Stretch what needs to be stretched. Grab a drink if you need it. It's your 10-second warning. 5. All right, let's find our split squat position. So you're starting on your toes on that back foot. I don't care how mobile your ankle is. I want you on that toe, and I want that toe pointing forward, not out to the side. 5, 6. These are the battles I fight every day with the people in there in front of me. 8, 9, and 10. Switching sides. Again, check in that everything is facing forward. And we're going to go down for 10. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So what I invite you to do is try these in front of a mirror. And I'm just going to do this before we sit down on the floor, because it's the last thing we do. We're going to stay on the floor. If your toes are turning out, imagine you're trying to squeeze a ball in between your legs. Definitely very imaginary, right? And see if that helps you keep your knee in. Sometimes it's the front knee that caves in. And if your front knee caves in, when you do watch yourself in a mirror or your reflection anywhere. If your knee wants to do this, imagine you're pushing out on a band so you can keep everything lined up and stacked. Okay, let's do our last round of obliques. We're going to be side stretching for the rest of the day, I think. Here we go. Shoulders backing down, leaning back. You're rocking onto your sacrum. Maybe you're lifting your feet, and we're going to go 8 to each side, and then 8 alternating. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, and 8, 7, 6, woohoo, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Let's lay it back, stretch your legs long, stretch your arms long. Start with a nice big pencil stretch. Walk your feet to one side, glide your arms over to the same side. Hips and shoulders stay on the floor. If you're off to the left, your right side is getting a nice big stretch. If you took your feet and arms to the right, your left side is getting a nice big stretch. Whew. Take a big breath in. Let your rib cage and your side muscles relax. And then slide your feet back to center. Bring your arms back to center so we're in a nice long pencil stretch again. And we'll take our feet over in the other direction. I'm going to the right this time. Taking my arms over to the right. Letting my left side stretch. And then let's bend your knees. Take your arms out to the side. Just a few windshield wipers. And then we're going to roll all the way over. I'm on my left. If you want to roll onto your left, you can go ahead and roll onto your left. Tuck your knees up. Grab your hand, grab your knees with your left hand. Stretch with your right and open like a book. Oh, let your back and your chest muscles open up and relax. It might feel good to be a little bit more dynamic. Trying to bring your right shoulder down to the floor. Might feel good just to try to breathe into it. We're going to hang out here for just a little while. See if you can relax. Enjoy that stretch. Maybe you want to straighten your legs. That works too. Some people like that better. Bent or straight doesn't matter. As long as your knees are up higher than your hips. Then bring your right arm back over. So we're back in the starting position. Take your left leg, the bottom leg, and stretch it out straight. Kick that straight leg back and reach for it with your right arm. We're going to add a quad stretch and then roll your right shoulder down. So we're getting into our pretzel stretch just a little bit differently than we have in the past. A couple more big deep breaths here. It takes a lot of energy to hold all your limbs in place doing this. And let's let that foot go. Let's roll over. We'll come on to our right, and we'll do the exact same thing. So tucking our knees up, holding onto our knees with our right hand, reaching with the left and opening like a book. See if you can relax that shoulder down towards the floor. Make it dynamic if that feels better. Straighten your legs if that feels good to you, your choice. And then roll all the way back over onto your right side, straighten your right leg, reach for it with your left arm, and pull your left shoulder down. So we're coming back into our pretzel stretch. This time the front of your thigh is getting a nice stretch too. Your right thigh, that is. Okay. And then let's come out of this and roll over onto hands and knees. So you can take a wide stance, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's make some big hip circles. 2. And reverse direction. And come back to center. Let's do some cat-cow. Tuck tailbone, round your back, round through your shoulders, tuck your chin. And then reverse that, lengthen, 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 crown of your head and your tailbone come up, pushing your shoulders away from your ears. And then let's tuck, 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 tuck again. And release. Pull the shoulders down away from your ears. Last time. Round. And lengthen. Come back to a neutral spine. And we'll take one hand palm up and sink back into child's pose with a nice stretch across your back and shoulders. Reach forward with one arm, across with the other. Then we'll take about 3 big deep breaths here. Imagine you feel the back of your rib cage expanding to fill your room. And then we'll switch sides. And then let's meet, and as he said, we'll do one more stretch and then I'll let you get on with your day. So as he said, we're gonna do a little bit of twisting, reaching. Oh, and a side bend feels good. 2, I'm gonna do 4 on each side. 3, 4, and flip it over. Going the other way, your arm is a post, reaching around it, and going up and over. 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful work this morning. We'll see you on Thursday.